I do. Oh yeah, so now when I'm looking at this shit, it's like, okay, I think I need to get some gadget in the 7.
You want something to play with?
Something to play with.
I mean, it's still DJI.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so DJI. But recording, by the way.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Because it's just conversation.
So can you hear? You can.
Nah, but I can see the
mic moving.
Yeah,
right?
so I know my levels are good, and I can see y'all here.
Okay.
So
If anything, when one of us have a more direct answer, I'll pass it off.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still figuring this out.
Well, listen to me. It's I made it difficult, so I
I
apologize.
mean, you have to make it challenging, well,
it's just a lot of people learned it the hard way.
Yeah.
I don't go anywhere without her. She's my handler.
It's all good.
You know what I mean? So me and her roll together deep.
I like the challenge because then I know I'm ready for that next time. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you.
It's I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Love, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sure.
Well, welcome to Beautiful People.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Introduce yourselves, please.
Please.
I'll start first.
Yeah, man.
Ladies first.
Yes.
Sure.
He's a gentleman.
We were raised right.
So sweet.
Right.
Yes.
So hello, everyone. My name is Danielle Cook. A little bit about myself.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
That's the introduction. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not just your name, it's who you are.
Yeah, no, I'm Danielle Cook.
I'm a Sagittarius. I like long walks.
I don't know.
Sure, we can go that way. I can still at least share I'm a Leo.
Okay, yeah.
Born but not raised in Colorado.
Nice.
I call it home for the past 14 years and absolutely love it. I am a health program manager with Elevance Health. So I work in insurance and just love doing all that we can for our community.
And
So
Miss Betty's cooking.
yes, and so that's what that leads into, a lot of what we're going to talk about today.
All right. Tajai Cook, Chef Tajai Cook, owner of Miss Betty's Cooking, Miss Betty's Supper Club, Matt's Given. I'm a Leo. Her mother didn't think we were gonna make it together.
Double lion.
Yeah, man.
Right.
But Jamaican born. I consider myself humble. Consider.
The way you say it.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
It's love.
All good. No, you're not done yet. I mean, because me know say you have more things up on the plate than just that.
Well, it's I'm my father's son.
All right.
You understand? And right now, Albert Papa Pretty Cook.
Yeah, man, Mr. Cook.
Mr. Cook.
Yeah, man.
Is in Arakabessa,
Yeah.
St. Mary.
Yeah.
And we're building a whole thing
Man,
down there. You know what I mean?
I can't wait to check that out.
Real talk. You're always
Real
welcome.
talk.
First off.
Yeah, man.
But right now, his house just got finished.
Nice.
You understand? The solar panels just got put on the roof.
What?
The windows and the doors just got put on.
What?
We have water. We have electricity. Tiles just got put in. You understand?
When's the housewarming?
The
That's
housewarming is whenever you're ready to go back home.
Basically.
But coincidentally, her mother called me at like 3:30 today. Saying that they're getting their passports.
Okay.
Finally.
Better.
Yes.
Finally.
I mean, shoot.
Sometime,
Yeah, you understand? And
Yeah.
this is going in double digits, almost 20 years of life together now.
Wow.
You understand? And they're just getting their passports.
No, man.
Catching up.
I mean, in a former life, the only place where they want to unionize is yard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I was a union, that's where the union was made.
I respect that.
Because that was the only place that was going to do it. If you want to do it, that's where we're going to do it. If you don't want to do it, then I guess we're not doing
there's
it.
Just something there's just something about Jamaica, though.
Yeah,
the
man.
soil.
Jamaica nice.
It's different. The energy different. As soon as you land, as soon as you fly over
just
Cuba,
decompress.
You know what I mean? As soon as you fly over Cuba and you see the water, whether you land in a mobby or Kingston, and now you can land in Ochi.
Yeah, man.
Because that is now Ochi. Our airport in Ochi is less than 15 minutes away from where we live.
Bridget, I'm holding my American miles just for that.
Listen to me.
I'm so serious.
I'm not joking. Not joking. And they only fly out on Sundays.
That's fine.
So that's something that my father told me.
That's fine. As long as I can use my miles, I'm going.
But it's the truth. There's just something different.
Yeah.
When we went back home before my mother passed, that was a trip that needed to happen. She and my mother were already best friends over phone calls and video calls, and they talked all the time, and they had their own relationship.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, but she never met her physically.
Until then.
So when we went back 2020, we went back 2020 January before COVID.
Yeah.
So we went back the first few weeks in January. Before, when COVID hit, we were in Jamaica.
When the first case.
What?
No joke. When we were flying through Miami, people were masked up, and we didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yo, the world is ending.
Listen to me. Because at first it was in certain parts of Europe, and then when it ended up in Seattle, that's when people started losing their mind.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
Seattle was the first place, I believe, in America that COVID hit.
Yeah.
If I have it correctly.
At least, I think,
because there was like a flight.
documented.
Yeah, it was a flight that came back.
Yeah.
So it was Seattle and then New York.
Which makes sense, because there's a lot of...
international flights that travels.
There's a huge Asian community in Seattle.
Yes.
Seattle, Vancouver.
That's something that I can't say that I'm versed on.
Yeah.
But the truth is, so when we were flying in, we saw all that was going on. But she got to meet my mother.
Yeah. Nice. That's a blessing.
You understand? And she got to see how loving my mother can be in her forceful ways. She got to, the love that parents show.
Protect you no matter what.
Exactly. Like
even if nothing's happening.
Like with me in a Jamaica, I love to go to Night Beach. That's just something with me loving a Jamaica.
Okay.
So I used to go to Hellshire Beach at 2 o'clock in the morning.
What?
No joke.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
I used to love Gar River because River, a lot of people don't know upon the weekends.
Yeah.
Not even Duns River, Caymanas Park River.
Yeah.
Down in Spanish Town, St. Catherine area.
Yeah.
At nighttime, they string up lights, pepper lights.
Oh, okay.
And then play music.
What?
So you can go there from 12 o'clock till like 4 o'clock and just chill.
What?
No joke.
You might see chronics out there.
You understand me? Even there's a place called Lico Ochi. I don't know if you know about that. So there's a place, there's Ocherios, and then there's Lico Ochi. Lico Ochi is in Manchester.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
That's nowhere near.
Nowhere near Ocherios, but it's called Lico Ochi.
And it's like a whole nother little hell shit.
Yes. Listen to me. It's called Lico Ochi. More if check it out. And it's a nice little beach area. And listen to me. Them have a nice bill up, and you can go there and get all sorts of fish and seafood and vegan, vegetarian, Rasta food. Yeah. Ital food. Yeah. Right on the beach and go take a dip. Oh, yeah. And you can go there from 8 a.m. in the morning till 4 a.m. in the next morning if you want to.
I'm not gonna lie, I mean, if me ever go to Hellshire, might have a Pirate Fish and Festival just one time. Just for the nostalgia.
Listen to me. Dr. Fish with okra. Steamed on with some festival. That alone, I'm gonna make you rethink whether you want to go pescatarian or stay vegan. Are the genuine truth, because this is the thing. Maybe it's because as a chef and as a Rasta. Right? Yeah. As a Rastafarian and a Rastaman's son. That's why in whether I was on Chopped, whatever interview that I've done, the first thing whenever my introduction is I'm a Rastaman's son. So forgive me, I'm a Rastaman's son. You understand me? It's the truth. And as a Rastaman's son, you were raised differently. Yeah, man. You understand me? You were raised in a more militant type of way, even with the way that you ate.
Militant and vigilant.
You understand? Yeah, man. So because of that, you get to understand the properties of vegetables, Ital food. Yeah. You understand how good it can be. With a tonka meal with some callaloo, with the right amount of okra and scotch bonnet pepper, you know, miss no farmer meat. You understand?
Yeah, but no.
And that's how we've tried to cook for people as a chef in our culinary endeavors. Is as a chef, I've been a butcher for years. I used to have a half a pig on my shoulder every day. No joke. I used to have suspenders with my apron that had pigs on them. I'll try to find the photo so I can send it to you so you can share it.
So if me catch up with somebody, me know who for call.
At the real talk. But don't use my knife. Listen to me. Used to have a half a pig on my shoulder every single day. And we know if we break it down from every single cut.
Yeah.
We used to take the head and make head cheese. A lot of people don't know that. You take the head of a pig, you boil it down with whatever aromatics, and the meat of the bone fall off of the head. And then what you do is it coagulates and you form it whether into a loaf or any form of shaping dish that you have. And when it coagulates, it cools and it solidifies. So whether you make it into a round dough, you wrap it into saran wrap and you shape it like a sausage, or you put it into a bread tin, whatever the fuck you want to.
Yeah.
Forgive my vulgarity.
No, man, you can't say what you want.
But you take that and let it coagulate, and then you slice it and you can sear it. And then you get that crispy exterior with that gooey inside.
I've never had that.
So those are things. It's, with food, people don't realize how far you can go.
So let me ask you this. When did you know you wanted to be a chef?
When we got together.
Okay.
No joke.
Yeah.
So what?
Yes.
What was that realization? Like what? I mean, because you have pre and then post. So what changed when y'all got together that made you decide that, you know what?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I want.
She's very sweet.
I mean, y'all are beautiful people, man. This is what beautiful people do.
We're representing.
You know what I'm saying?
Representing, trying to. What drove me?
You know what?
Well, it was a kitchen next door, I believe.
Okay.
That really put me on the journey to become a chef. Because as a Rastaman son, for example, Ital food, the Jamaican food that we know.
Yeah.
We know how to cook down kalaloo and bok choy and steam it down the right way.
Chop suey.
Exactly. We know how to take coconut milk and curry and garlic and onion and toss in with carrot and with vegetable and create a right Ital stew. Right? We know how to cook. But the kitchen next door, they made me think of vegetable in a different way. Because in a Jamaica, like a regular beet, red beet, what you see what we do in a Jamaica? With beet, we juice it. Yeah. We put it in a slaw. Yeah. But we never really do anything else with it.
I mean, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
So, not gonna lie, I don't really like beets.
But if you think of beets, just want that ingredient, beets. So in a Jamaica, you drink it as a beet juice. Yeah. And then you see it shredded in some site as slaw.
But it's not used like boiled food.
But them not boil it like potato.
Well, you know, honestly, the first time I had a beet that I liked, that I enjoyed, was in Jamaica. Yeah. Really? At a place called Stush in the Bush.
Okay. Wicked. Me hear about that place there.
Yeah. Yeah. Stush in the Bush.
How them do it?
I don't remember, you know, because we eat it so fast.
So that's good. Compliments to the restaurant and the chef. Real talk. Yeah. And that is the best compliment ever.
Mr. Binns. Yeah, Chris Binns. Yeah.
Love that. Need to make that connection with Stush in the Bush. Yeah. But kitchen next door, they took a raw beet, peel it, and then shred it. And then mix in raw potato, shredded. And then a carrot shredded. And then bind it together and make a burger patty.
Wow. All right. We can't say that to know.
You understand? They make a beef burger with the potato as the binder.
Yeah, I see that.
You understand me? But it's majority beet. And then they served it with balsamic onions on a brioche bun
Man.
Arugula that they tossed in just a simple olive oil and lemon juice vinaigrette with a pinch of sea salt. And then they just crumbled some feta cheese on top.
I think I should not have scheduled this conversation.
You went, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, man, I know
you're on a fast.
I know you're a fast. Why I'm fasting? Because
yeah, interview a chef it up. Listen to me. I even know. Man, I feel it.
Yeah.
And this burger was amazing. We just
sounds amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. For years, we ate nothing but that. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's literally, whenever we go there, that's what we order.
What out there? That's still around?
They don't have that burger anymore.
No. All right, with them.
Listen, I love the kitchen and the kitchen next door. Listen to me. We will always go back, but I missed that on the menu. This in Denver. They have one off of Cherry. Well, no, that one is no longer there. So I opened up the original one in Glendale. Okay, the first next door was in Boulder, next to the original kitchen.
Yeah.
So there's a kitchen and the kitchen next door. I've been
to the one in Boulder.
Okay. Then they changed the kitchen next door to just next door.
Okay.
That's what they call it. Because they have next door to the kitchen. So they just, you see how the name just run into each other.
Yeah.
So, then we opened up the one in Union Station. All right. And then after that, I left and went to Bacon Social House and ventured off into the culinary world. But when I was cooking with Sal Salazar, Chef Sal Salazar, and Chef Dane Frost, who now owns... So Dane now is no longer a chef. He owns a small boutique that is down at the Source.
Okay.
So he's down at the Source. If you ever go down there, he has a clothing place down there. So it's vintage clothing.
Okay.
So all the the thrift stores and all that, he goes and get the best things and bring it there and sells it for expensive ass shit prices.
I mean, hey,
I love him.
Yeah. You gotta curate your shit.
I love it, and he has this beautiful touch. I remember as a chef, the man used to wear these skinny jeans and roll up his jeans and have these high ass bobby socks and wearing his Chuck Taylors, and I swear to God, the fucker was the coolest chef I've ever seen. So I'm not surprised that he went into the fashion area.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
But when I was cooking with these chefs, and they're still chefs in my eye to this day, they changed my mind when it came to food and what we could do. So that's when I realized that it was just time to just... Cooking was what I was going to do.
Okay.
You understand? So, yeah.
So, when did you come to, how did you come to Colorado? What made you come to Colorado?
Colorado.
Because you leave Yard and come straight here?
No, well, eventually. I did leave Jamaica and came straight to Colorado. Eventually, but I left Jamaica. I left Jamaica originally when I was 9 years old.
Okay.
I left Jamaica when I was 9. I turned 36 this year.
Okay.
Right? 36? 36.
Young man.
You know, I'm already forgetting my age, so that's a problem.
It's a good problem.
Well, you don't focus on age. Time is... You take advantage of time. You don't watch it.
Bridget, once you hit 40, it's like, what? Oh, yeah, that's right. My birthday next week.
Yeah, you see, it's maybe it's because I grew up in Jamaica, in Kingston. A lot of my brethren, them drop out before they can enjoy life.
I understand.
Whether they dropped out when they were 14, 16, 17. They didn't live to even say 21.
Yeah, I understand.
I literally have two friends. Chimpy, his name is Lloyd, and he's also a cook in Jamaica.
Okay.
And he's one of the people that inspire me because you know the term run a boat, of course. Yeah. In a Jamaica, we run a boat late at night. You ever hear that? So in a Jamaica, when you go dance, with a passa, weddy. I used to go to all of them. It's whether you come from a dance at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're hungry. Yeah, man. You bust a tin of mackerel, and you cook some rice, and you and your 8 brethren them sit down and eat some food.
Yeah, man, mash it up.
We call that run a boat because when you run a boat, it's sail, it's enough. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. So we run a boat 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and Lloyd was the cook. These were the times when I was 16 to 18 where I didn't know how to even boil water.
So hold on. May I try to follow? So you come to Colorado when you're 9?
No, I went to New York when I was 9. So I went to New York when I was 9. Then when I was around 10, turning 11, I went to California.
Okay.
And then California, I was a troubled kid.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Hold on, south or north?
North.
Okay.
She was in the south at the time in California.
Like Sacramento or Pasadena?
No, man, it's too south. So you're talking more Bay Area. So you're talking Antioch, Walnut Creek, Concord, Pittsburgh, Livermore. Livermore is across from the tunnel. So I'm talking.
I lived in San Francisco.
She lived in San Francisco. So Livermore is near Berkeley.
Yeah.
My family were in East Oakland. My dad grew up. So when my dad left Jamaica, he grew up in Hell's Kitchen.
In New York.
Yeah. My dad came to America when he was 11.
All right.
And then grew up in Hell's Kitchen.
All right.
And then from Hell's Kitchen, as a grown-ass man, he went to England and then went to East Oakland, where the Black Panthers are.
Yeah.
And then he spent his time growing up, raising his family on High Street. Mm-hmm. High Street. Now, High Street was 1 block away from Martin Luther King Boulevard. High Street was a rough place in East Oakland.
Yeah.
Growing up as a kid, listen to me. When you see your father push a shopping cart to go to the laundromat from the house, that's when you know you're surviving.
Yeah.
And you're really thriving.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And that's the shit that I saw. My old man, he didn't hide anything from us. He showed us what we were going through.
Yeah.
You understand? But he also showed that we can get through that shit.
Right.
I also remember when my old man bought his first Ford Explorer Sport 2-door truck. Now, I never knew those truck came in 2 doors. But it was a Ford Explorer 2-door Sport. All white with a sunroof.
Yeah.
You understand me?
I remember them.
And that was, I remember when he drove that off the lot. It's different, but I was a troubled kid. And I ended up in a group home.
Okay.
Ended up in a group home when I was young, when I was around 13 to 15.
Okay.
And almost ended up in foster care.
Wow.
I caused a lot of shit. The thing is, my mother went to prison when I was 7.
Okay.
And rest in peace, Sandra.
Yeah, man, bless up.
But Jamaica is not an easy place to survive. That's why Jamaicans like yourself are overseas.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Jamaica is
rough.
You have to be an entrepreneur because
There's
nothing else.
No.
There's no structure.
No.
There's no 401k.
No.
There's no...
But I explain to people, there's like a handful of ways to survive in Jamaica. Whether you're talented and you're a bojo, a burabantan, a bounty killer, a beanerman, a spraga benz, a lady saw. You understand? General degrees, if tiger, if you want to go back, right?
An athlete.
Athlete, Usain Bolt. You know, Shelley and Frazier. You understand? Respect to these people.
Marilyn Ati. Shout out to the
understand
OG.
me? Yeah, old school.
Yeah, man.
You understand me? And our politics, whether it's a PJ Patterson, Portia Simpson, Andrew Holness.
Golden.
Andrew, our Golden. You understand? Bruce Golden. You come from an affluent family with money and your name. Forgive me, this is not racial, but a majority of a chin in Jamaica.
Well, yeah.
It's not racial.
Yeah, I understand.
But you understand what I say? Are your name a Tavares, Finston? You understand me? These are the names in Jamaica that they run things in Jamaica. So when you come from Marvally, Waterhouse, Tivoli Garden, Spanish Town, Rima, Jungle, Mountain View. If you want to go Montego Bay, St. James, where when we landed in Jamaica, when my mother passed, my father came to pick us up. We were driving through to security barricades with the soldiers checking IDs. When we bring her to Jungle, I brought her to Jungle for go get crab and corn and soup down a Euro circle. We are drive through there and soldier them shit. Our window them wind up and me I tell her wind down your window so the soldier them can see your face.
Yeah.
You know how we're rolling in Jamaica.
Yeah.
We're not criminal.
Yeah.
But at the same time we need to understand how society roll.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, so the soldiers them there to do a job.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's Jamaica. I think we can do better, but that's why that's why we're here.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because it's not doing better yet.
Right.
Not throwing shade at our country. We just see the areas where we can do better.
Yeah.
For the people.
Yeah.
At the genuine truth.
Yeah.
You understand? Forgive me.
No man, you're good.
Getting over a cold. But yeah, bring her to Jamaica. And she got to experience it.
You were talking about why when you came.
Oh yeah,
traveling to Colorado.
But yeah, Colorado. Forgive me. It's all
no
over
man,
the place.
it's all. Trust me, she beat me to it, but I'd have brought you back.
I appreciate that, but no, it's Colorado. I started touring with Morgan Heritage when I went back to Jamaica because when I dropped out of school, I was lost. Still trying to figure out where I was going.
Hold on. So when you go back to Jamaica, how old?
I went back to Jamaica after I met her.
No, the first time.
No. We're going back to why I come to Colorado.
Oh, okay.
So when I met her, she just broke up with her ex-boyfriend that she was with for 3 years.
No, I was with him for 2 years. We met after we met. He stayed in my life for an additional 2 years because he was homeless and I didn't want to.
She has a good heart.
So,
but we
lived together for 4 years. We were together for the first 2 years.
But people take advantage of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know,
that is what I saw.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Yeah.
Was this kind, beautiful woman where she was with this man and now she don't want to see him homeless. And this little fucker, forgive me. Don't forgive me. But this little fucker.
Bless him.
He put the burden on her as a grown man to take care of him. You understand me?
Yeah.
And that don't make no sense in my book.
Nah, brethren.
And I was just a youngster at the time. Yeah. I have to think about that, 1920.
Okay.
Realizing these thoughts when I met her. And it never makes sense. Never did.
Yeah.
So but I try to talk to her, invite her to my place, and me and her meet up 1 and 2 times, man. But whenever I did want, honest truth, whenever I did want to hurt nobody.
Yeah.
The honest truth. Being real. This is an honest conversation.
Always.
I didn't want to hurt anybody.
Right.
Specifically him.
Yeah.
So I had to pull myself out of the equation so she can figure out what she wanted to do.
Right.
So at the same time, I was going through my personal life issues at the time. I miss my family back home. I haven't seen my mother in like 6 years. There's a lot that I wanted to do. So I was confused. So I dropped out of school and I bought a one-way ticket and went back to Jamaica. No joke.
How old he was?
18.
20.
What?
Jesus.
No. I was 19 turning 20. I was 18 or 19. I wasn't 20 yet.
In September, your birthday's in August. You were 20.
You met me when I was 18.
20? Oh my God.
That's a lie.
Your story is all over the place. You went to Jamaica several times. The first time after you had the group home.
I went to Reggae Sumfest with my dad when he was tour managing Damian Marley on the Welcome to Jamrock album.
Yeah, we didn't know each other then. And
then he brought the whole family to go Reggae Sumfest. That's when I was around 17.
Did not know you.
Okay. So this was when I was around 19, 20. So, okay, let's sign off. It's not 18. Okay, it's not 18.
Not 18
so it's around 19, 20. You're much wrong. I believe, but I could be wrong. I could be. You never know. But I think you're wrong. But either way,
September 14th.
So
2008.
Rest in peace to Peter. Peter Morgan. All right, because when I went on the road with Morgan, the day before I flew out, I had to go online to get my plane ticket. And my father sent it to my Yahoo email address that no longer exists.
Right.
And when I logged on to my Yahoo email address, you know when you always see the messenger and you see everybody that is online. Like back then is online. I saw D. Gibson McCrae. And I was wondering, who the hell is D. Gibson McCrae? Because I don't know nobody named D. Gibson. I know Danielle back then, but I never know D. Gibson McCrae. So I'm a nosy person. I don't like having people on my contact list that I'm not familiar with. I don't know who out there just allows that. Yeah. But I went and inquired, who is this? And we responded, and the connection kind of rebuilt from there. I was in Ochi at the time, Orakabessa, at a little cafe, like 5 minutes away from James Bond Beach. Nice. I just got out of the water and had a nice steamed fish. Same thing we were just talking about. Dr. Fish. Yeah, man, I'm going to go up and check the computer at the cafe and saw my email. We connected, and then I flew to St. Thomas and Belize and so on with the Morgans. And that was an experience. But my father, his thing is, son, you're young. The thing is, the older you get, obviously the wiser one should get. Yeah. Not everybody gets there, because there's people in this world that exist that you're wondering what the hell's going on with them, right? But my old man looked at me and was like, son, you can't be 19 and just pretend like be a tour manager or a road manager. He was like, you have to figure out what you want to do in life. You can't just jump in my shoes and think that you're me. You understand? He was like, me, I'm Albert Papa Pretty Cook. It's like, you need to find who you is. Yeah. Who you are. You understand? And him kicked me out of Jamaica. No joke. Kicked me out of the whole island. Because he was like, okay, you need to go back to America. So he was like, so you want to go back to California? You can go to New York to your auntie. You can go to Florida to your cousins. And he was like, but he was dating this woman at the time. And she had a son named Noah that lived out here with his lady. Okay. And they had a spare bedroom and a St. Bernard. Okay. And the spare bedroom did not have a bed. Let's make that clear. And I didn't want to go to California because California is where I grew up. Right. I didn't want to go to New York because I didn't want supervision from my aunt. Yeah. It's the honest truth. This is being honest. Yeah. I didn't want to go to Florida because I didn't want supervision from my cousin. And I don't like Florida. I'm not a fan of Florida. Okay. No offense. If anybody from Florida watching this, I love you guys. I just don't like your state. Well, I feel like there's Florida. Yeah. There's Miami. And there's South Beach. Listen to me. When there's a snake, a python rolling across the street, or a chance of you going over here and getting eaten by a gator or a crocodile, I'm good. Honest truth. I mean, but that happen so not the snake, but Jamaica different. Yeah, Jamaica's a different vibe.
There, you just don't see them.
Yeah, well, even we had Jamaican boas. We have Jamaican boas up near our property in Orakabessa. Yeah, no joke. Yeah, but there's very few things in Jamaica that'll actually kill you. No, exactly. The grass snake not gonna bite you. But if you got Florida, there's a chance where you may get bitten by some poisonous shit. Yeah. Well, good. And in Florida, the people down there, it's not all the people I get along with. You understand? Yeah. So because of that, I avoid it. So when Colorado was on the table, I was like, you know what? I knew of Colorado from my father, touring with my father. And Colorado has always been intriguing because I grew up Jamaicans, we love cowboy movies. Yeah. Out of genuine truth. Yeah. I grew up on old... Kenny Rogers is still one of my favorite artists to this day. The Gambler. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. The Gambler, baby. You understand me? Yeah. Real talk. Yeah, man. And Johnny Cash had a house. Johnny Cash's house is 25 minutes away from our property. Wow. You understand me? Yeah. Dolly Parton's house is 5 minutes away from Johnny Cash's house. A whole heap of people don't know these things. No, Johnny Cash's wife was a dark-skinned black woman that she was just a very light-skinned. She was a black woman that was just very light-skinned. That passed as white for years because the photos back then were black and white. She came out lighter in the photos. So for years, a lot of people thought Johnny Cash's wife was white. That I knew.
That I knew.
You understand?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things. Real talk. So when Colorado, I love the mountains. It was different. So we came here.
Yeah.
And when I came here, it was after a year or so when I was here. Me and her were still talking.
Okay. Yahoo Messenger.
Like we're just, we connected and it never stopped. You know, it's like a seed that was planted. You know what I mean? And she was going on road trips with her aunt from California to Arkansas to visit her grandfather.
Okay.
Before he passed, rest in peace, Mr. McCrae.
Yeah, man.
And there was a chance where she could come out to Colorado and visit me. But she didn't have a return ticket.
Didn't need one.
So she came and never left.
See? Didn't need one.
It's really that.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Nah, man, you're good.
But Colorado's been good. It's the people here. Don't get me wrong. You have prejudice everywhere.
Yeah.
You have racism everywhere. Even in our own country, Jamaica.
Of course.
I have a grandmother who's Indian and another grandmother who's dark-skinned, African, maroon. And I was the binder in between that relationship and friendship. To kind of give you the idea.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because everybody know the history of Jamaica. Well, not everybody.
Most people.
But Jamaicans, when we got our freedom in 1838 or some shit like that, the treaty signed, and Jamaicans were free. Before freedom to slavery to black people across the world was even given.
Yeah.
Because Jamaica knew would go there and mash up them bone buckler.
Yeah.
Forgive my language, but that's the truth.
That's what was happening.
You understand me? We were burning everything down. They didn't have no sugar cane for plant. They could not even go into their house and sleep comfortably.
People don't really understand the one revolution.
Yeah.
Where the people threw off the shackles.
Yeah.
Was ignited by a Yardie.
Listen to me.
Bookman.
Real talk.
In a 80.
People don't understand. They don't know.
Whoop. Forget about that.
Okay. So we're back. We're good. Okay. So that was actually on point, though, man. Especially with the story. True word. You understand me? The fact of the matter is you have people like Sam Sharp, Nani.
Yeah.
Paul Bogle.
Yeah.
Sam Sharp, they killed him in a square in Montego Bay. You understand me? It's our people will fight for our slavery. Will fight for our freedom, I should say, through slavery. And the fact of the matter is just, it was a different mindset, yeah?
Yeah.
Completely.
Absolutely.
Completely.
So, I guess, what I'm curious about is, perfect. So, what was going through your mind when you said, hey, I'm going to Colorado on a one-way ticket?
Right.
What's going on? What am I doing?
I am going to visit someone I care about. By that time, because like you said, I was going back and forth to visit my grandfather because he's someone who was extremely important in my life, but I've only, before that, spent a day with him.
Wow.
And he, at most, when he would come and visit us, because he lived in Arkansas and we moved to California, so he had fallen. And so my aunt and I were just wanting to make sure he was okay. So helping him when he was getting out of rehab, the rehabilitation, into coming home, transitioning home, making sure his businesses were okay while he was away. And so when I was coming back, this whole time that I'm there, I'm talking to Taj. And we're just catching up to the point where he's decided, a month before I come out, oh yeah, we're exclusively dating. Yeah, we talked about this a long time ago, in my head at least. That's what he told me. Basically, it was in his head. And when I talked to my aunt, it was in her head too. So apparently I needed to get on board. So this is the person I love.
After a while, it becomes obvious. It's like an unsaid thing.
It felt like that.
You can't wait to talk to this person. They're not there, first of all. So you go to sleep. Me and I used to fall asleep on the phone, video chat. Before... when we were on video chat, was it Zoom? It was
Skype.
We were Skyping. back then. There wasn't no WhatsApp. There was no Facebook phone call with an iPhone back and forth.
Gotcha.
It was on Skype.
Watching each other fall
Skype is the
asleep.
OG.
Oh,
Listen
yeah.
to me. We used to fall asleep on video together. Like,
Wow.
I used to wake up in the morning and get ready for go to work, and my phone is dead. Dead. Because I was on the phone and it's right next to me. Or all of a sudden I hear snoring, and I look and she's still asleep, and you just see her nose or the top of her head. Or just a pillow. Just sit on there. And you just I have to hang up. I'm just like, because she'll call me back later. It was it became a thing. Mm-hmm. You know, even though her mother still didn't like me at that time.
No, she didn't trust two Leos together.
And she didn't trust Jamaicans.
Well, I mean, you know what they say about
I know.
Jamaicans.
I know.
So with all of that in mind, he'd already asked me to come and move in and to live with him here. And this is actually my hometown. So I was born in Denver, but we moved when I was 3 months old.
Oh, wow.
So my whole family has roots here, but I didn't.
Yeah, Park Hill.
And Montbello.
Montbello.
Okay.
So,
Her parents went to high school here, and
Wow.
they ran up and down through that shit.
oh, yeah.
So you had family here.
That's the irony. Everyone moved away by the time I got here.
Wow. That's funny.
So,
But they still have friends that are...
And extended family here, too.
Extended
Yeah.
family here.
Okay.
So most of my family moved actually back to Arkansas. And that's where a lot of them reside, as well as in California and also Georgia.
And Kansas City.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, those are the ones that are in Kansas City never left.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so when I was deciding what to do, truth, it was, I think I got my tax return, and I was trying to see, okay, I already want to see him. I'm already I guess I'm looking for signs. And I noticed that the flight here was cheaper than to California, and that's what helped me make the decision. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah.
Economics.
Right? So, yeah, I came here. I was gonna stay for 2 weeks, and then I never got my return ticket, and then I think within a week, we were trying to decide, well, how am I going to get the rest of my stuff?
Your parents had to send a suitcase out here?
They sent a suitcase, but they refused to send the rest. So we had to go to California to go get the rest.
Our parents thought I kidnapped her.
They still, to this day.
To this day, but now they're happy with the kidnapping.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, but no, it's maybe it's the Rastaman inside of me.
Yeah.
But you allow nature to take its course.
Yeah.
You can't force a seed to go from a seed to a tree.
Right. Can't force right.
You can't do it. Like, if you're going to eat a green mango, you better know if you eat it the right way. And if you pickle it with one heap of pepper.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or else you're going to eat nothing but starch.
Yeah.
And the truth.
Yeah.
And vinegar. Right? So, the fact of the matter is, we didn't force it. We were even engaged for 6 years?
4 years.
4 years. We were engaged for. You understand?
Yeah, he asked me the first month after I got here, but we waited that long. And it was important because we went from talking on the phone
to living with each other.
Wow.
In a studio apartment.
Yeah.
So, you can't get away from anything.
Right.
You're just dealing with and learning each other, from head to toe.
Yeah, man. All of the comfortable and uncomfortable.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Because when you live alone, you can do anything you want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You can go up on your balcony in your drawers if you want and go smoke your spliff and drink your beer.
Yeah,
You can have
yeah.
your friends over as late as you want.
Yeah.
And so I had people, even though it was a studio, you have to, we're Jamaicans.
Yeah.
We're magnets.
Yeah.
This is the gathering
Especially,
hall, yes.
there's two different type of Jamaicans.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
There's a Jamaican where they want to sit down in the corner and dance in the dark, and the man them just sit down like this and you don't go say nothing to them because if you brush them the wrong way, you might get brushed.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Or you have the Jamaican where actually want to be part of the life.
Yeah.
They want to be part of the energy.
Yeah.
And even that man is part of it, but in part of it in them own way. You understand?
Yeah.
Because them man that me come from.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was weird, man. It happened. Everything just happened naturally.
It just felt right.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's when she came out here. You want me to hold it?
You ready?
Okay. It was one of those things where I had to no longer just feed myself, I had to feed her.
Of course.
You understand?
Yeah.
So the whole culinary journey started. I started cooking
In the home kitchen.
because we weren't obviously we were young, just coming up. And I had a lot of pride inside of me.
Mm.
I came from families with high names, but I never wanted to use their names to get anywhere. I had a father who kicked me out of Jamaica, and his thing is, but if you want some work here and there, we can't get it. I said, I don't want your work. There's a lot of pride. Again, I'm my father's son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And started working at Big Five Sporting Goods, selling shoes, camping equipment, rifles, shotguns. I got very versed in their company to the point where they wanted to promote me to become manager and so on. But there was never one direction that was calling.
Right.
I did the touring thing. I've already traveled this world.
Yeah.
Traveled this whole world.
That's beautiful.
You understand? And so now I'm in this state. And it's like, what am I going to do? I didn't want to go back to college. I was studying psychology. But then she came out here. So I started working at Staff Pro.
What's Staff Pro?
Barnes and Nobles first.
Well, you don't have to go in order. Staff Pro is a security company for concert venues.
Okay.
So I started doing security for the Fillmore, and the music kind of pulled me back in. I grew up in the music industry.
Yeah.
And I toured, and in some ways it was just nice to be around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was playing security, and I did that for Damian Marley and Morgan Heritage. Even though as their road manager, I didn't allow anybody to go near them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Barnes and Noble, started selling books at Barnes and Noble, and I was working 3 jobs at one point.
Yeah. Well, you Jamaican.
You know how it is. you know what I mean? And then finally, I got a 4th job. And then I knocked off 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then
Frontier.
for Frontier Airlines, I started working for Frontier Airlines, selling credit cards.
Okay.
Well, not even signing people up.
Yeah.
You're hired because you're getting paid a small wage, but you also get paid commission on how many applications you get individuals to sign up.
You get a spiff.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, again, the Rastaman inside of me, where you're connected with nature and people.
Yeah.
There was one day where I was on Concourse A, and there was an old lady, a white woman, Caucasian old lady, and she walked over to the stand at Frontier, and she started asking questions. And you could tell that she was waiting for another flight.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
But she had
layover.
Yeah. But this is what I can also tell. Her clothes were in like a backpack. And it was kind of ripped on the side. And she looked a little rough. And she started asking, and she was like, "Can I sign up?" My job is to not tell her no.
Of course you can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, you can." And she was like, "I don't think I'll approve."
Yeah.
And I started remembering everything that I learned as a Jamaican kid. And my father was like, "Don't get a credit card. You know what I mean? If you don't need it. If you have bad credit, if you get a credit card, it can hit your score." And I was trying to give her those points, but I can't tell her too much.
Right.
Excuse me. But something in me just said, "Fuck it." And I let her know, I'm like, "You don't want to do this." And, I went home and I told her about it. I'm like, and my heart felt heavy, King. Like my heart, it felt heavy. And it was a weird scenario, weird fucking scenario.
I know, man.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It was a weird scenario, but she ended up signing up for the card.
Yeah.
And it didn't approve her right away.
Right.
But it did say, "We'll let you know in 3 days, business days."
Yeah.
I knew she wasn't going to get approved.
Right.
And I couldn't tell her that. It's not my job.
Well, I mean,
you know,
it's fair lending.
You know what I mean? And then part of it, I looked at her.
That's my industry, so I get it.
It's rough. It's rough. And then she looked at me and she was like, I'm going home to my son. I had to move out of my place. She even told me, she's like, it's just been a little rough, but I think things are looking up. And brother, I was raised by my grandparents. I'm an emotional man. I can't. When I was younger, I used to be told I was too emotional. I was too loving to my family. You know what I mean? And the older I got, I don't raise my nephews that way. I tell my nephews every day how much I love them.
Good.
No joke. And
Good.
those fuckers, they know it.
Good.
They take advantage of it.
But you say love me though.
Yeah, man. but the truth is, that encounter with that woman changed me. I went home and I told her, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And coincidentally, I met the chef of the restaurant on Concourse A that week. And his name was Garrett. Bald-headed, short little black dude. Look, G as fuck. Just walked around the airport in the chef coat, and this is before I really dove into that life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just looked respected.
Yeah.
He looked, people appreciated him. You know what I mean? And you saw his mannerism, how he moved. And as a black man, to get that much respect, it was dope for me. It was like watching my dad in the touring world again. It was like me flying to Belize and immediately the promoter coming there with a backpack of cash and saying, like, Taj, here you go. Your artist has their hotel room. Here's the shit. I don't got to ask no question. My shit's already ready to go. I'm my father's son. That's how I was raised. You know what I mean? And that's what I saw. And it was the way he moved as a black man that pulled me in. And so he told me, it was like, I told him, like, I haven't worked in a kitchen like this. I used to be a dishwasher when I was younger, but I never did shit to even earn an ounce of respect in the restaurant field. Not yet. And he said, why don't you make a dish and bring it to me? So I made curry chicken and rice.
Yeah.
No joke. I went home and make some curry chicken and rice and bring it to him. He ate the whole damn bowl in one seating in less than 5 minutes.
I mean, come on.
No joke.
Come on now.
And that's when I was just learning how to cook rice properly. No fucking joke. I used to bake my rice in the oven after taking it off the stove, pop it in the oven on a low heat so it can bake. I've tried so many different ways. Now I can cook rice with my eyes closed.
Right.
Eyes closed.
It's called a rice cooker. I'm kidding.
No, not allowed in my house. Not even when I was a chef at Biju's Curry Shop. I allowed a fucking rice cooker. I cooked my rice in a big pot where you can put a whole human baby in there.
Wow.
No joke. But, excuse me, I got hired right away at Mesa.
Okay.
But my stint only lasted a month.
What happened?
A month or 2 months?
It was about a month.
It was about a month.
What happened?
Because it was basically from January to
February, yeah. I got let go on Valentine's Day.
The day before.
The day before Valentine's Day. I even have a photo from that day. But
it was that before or after?
Before.
It was when he was happy heading in.
Yeah. It was one of those situations where I wasn't ready for the pace of that restaurant. They were pulling in close to $14,000 to $20,000 a day.
Bro, I mean, I gotta be real. Like,
yeah,
I've never aspired to work in the food industry because I can observe that it is
chaotic.
It is hard.
It is.
It's. I mean, first of all, I don't know if I could be around food like that.
At the end of the day, I don't care for food. I don't, even when I was touring, brother.
Yeah.
I was touring with Revolution for 2 years. We did a tour with Stephen Marley. We did a tour with Collie Buds and Irie and a bunch of musicians, Common Kings. These are all brothers and families of ours. Even our boy from the Bay that passed, Zion I. That's an artist. If you've never listened to Zion I, you need to pull up that on your Spotify.
Amazing.
Zion I. All right? But we know him as Zumbi.
Okay.
And Zumbi was a tall black man with dreadlocks, and he was beautiful. His life was taken too early.
I'm
Way
sorry.
too early. And, but these were the tours that changed my life.
Okay.
She even got to meet Stephen Marley's personal security. His name is Birdie. Okay? Now, Birdie come from...
I feel like I know who that is.
I'll show you a picture. But Birdie is a good man. But Birdie don't smile. And we were at the Santa Barbara Bowl. Literally, she came out on tour to meet me at Chula Vista, and then went from the tour bus. She traveled. She never slept on a tour bus before. So
Nor have I.
So I gave her the full
Very
experience.
elite club.
Oh, yeah. I gave her the full experience. She slept in my bunk.
Yeah.
And she learned how to sleep close to the corner so she don't roll the fuck off. And I slept in the back of the bus that night.
Does the tour bus beds have seatbelts?
No.
I don't know. I'm just
No, they don't. So they have a curtain. So there's certain tour bus that have two bunks on each side.
Okay.
Or two, and then two next to each other. So two next to each other. So 4 total, right? Stacked on top of each other, and they're across from each other. So you have 8.
Okay.
Okay? And then there's some bunks that have 12 bunks. Yeah. Now, the tour buses that have 8 bunks, three.
All the way across.
So keep in mind, the ones that have 2, those are for the musicians, the singers, the performers. They have more space,
Of course.
in their bunks. The ones that have 12 are for the workers, the crew.
Right.
So when you lay down, you cannot come up all the way. If you come up, you hit your head real fast. Okay? When you go in, you have to put in your lower body.
Like 18 inches.
Oh, yeah.
Or
When you go in, you have to put in your
inches.
lower body and slide your body in.
Yeah.
And you have your phone like this. No joke. It's the truth. So she got to experience, and then you pull your little curtain and you have your privacy. I don't know how people got busy on those tour buses.
I mean, you make it do what it do. You make it do what it do.
Listen to me, but they did. But she got to have the full experience on the bus, and she Santa Barbara Bowl. I don't know what kind of food Birdie bring come gear, but she come to me and said, "Birdie, bring me some food." And she was like, "Birdie said to tell you thank you because you fed the whole tour. Throughout the whole tour, I fed Stephen Marley's band. So my dad and Stephen and Damien go back.
Yeah.
So for me, feeding Stephen is feeding family.
Yeah.
Stephen and Damien, by the way, this is recorded. Stephen and Damien is coming to hear June, and I'm getting tickets for all of us.
Yo.
Just put it out.
Go.
Let's put it out there. That's happening. I already spoke to my dad about it. It's in the air. That's going to happen.
Brett, you know I'm one cigar.
Listen to me. It's going to happen.
I ain't never seen
This is the
live,
Traffic
bro.
Jam tour.
What?
So go on YouTube and start checking it out because you're going. I'm getting tickets.
Okay.
That's real. But fed Steven, the world tour, everybody.
Okay.
You understand me? And for me, that's family. Erica Newell, one of the former I3s that also sung with Rita.
Wow.
You understand me? Which is good friends and family and auntie to we.
Yeah.
You understand me? We fed the whole damn tour.
Wow.
So Birdie bring some food and me never see Birdie smile much less me know for cook. So I was very skittish.
I forgot.
But it tastes good. Birdie can't cook. Real talk. But yeah.
Tastes like home cooking.
But food has been the journey, the pivotal journey throughout it all. It's the connected marker to it. You understand, to people, music, life, art. It's like my passport.
Everybody's got to eat.
Yeah, man. The truth.
Everybody's got to eat.
I ate that, but from there just took out. But food has changed now. I no longer care about feeding just the individuals that drive the Teslas, the Mercedes, the Audis, none of that shit. We used to work for the Musk, Kimball Musk, at the kitchen next door. We used to see these people walk in all the time. They owned the restaurants. I've cooked for the elites. But now we can say we fed 13,064 people last year, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man. I remember that.
You were there.
Yes, sir.
And now we fed almost 60,000 people in 5 years.
Wow.
And that's just on Thanksgiving.
That's incredible, man.
We're looking at over 100,000 people in the last 5 years that we fed. Me and my tiny little crew.
That's
and
incredible.
volunteers.
That's beautiful. That's, to me, that, you know, I can't think of a more impactful achievement.
It's life. We all have our way of showcasing love.
Well, I mean, food is life. You know what I'm saying? And it's you know, I think as much as I love fashion and I love, you know, what I do, you know what I'm saying? I think, you know, I remember when I first ran into you here, matter of fact, when we first met here.
Jeff's art gallery.
He was supporting your boy. And we got to talking. He was like, yeah, I do this little thing, you know, on Thanksgiving. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I come through support, you know what I'm saying? And you saw how big it was.
It's
a legit production.
It's a beast.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a beast.
But at the end of the day, you know, what it is feeding people that feel like no one cares about them.
That's the thing, is we all deserve to eat.
Yeah.
And we all deserve a seat at the table.
Food is all right.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Water is all right.
Water is all right.
You understand?
Yeah, man.
But the thing is, everything, politics, as Bob Marley said, politics.
Politics.
You understand? It's everything has been taken control of, down to the grain that goes into the soil. Water is now being dictated and owned. I didn't know people can own water. Water come from the sky. You understand me?
Yeah.
There's a thing called condensation.
Yeah.
Evaporation.
Yeah.
Perspiration.
Yeah.
You understand me? Water is, it comes from us.
Well,
and for me, it's, unless you are making the water your damn self.
Yeah.
Even if you're pulling that shit out of thin air, you still don't own it.
Well, you know that it's a certain mentality, like just of people exploiting people.
That's really it.
And
well, look at the conversation with Nestle.
Well, Nestle.
You know, not trying to have them come after me and sue me, but the fact of the matter is the truth.
Know. Yeah, man.
Yeah, even that conversation.
I mean, Nestle owns water on every continent.
Yes, Nestle owns water in Jamaica.
Every island, yeah.
Everywhere.
Because they understand that if they own the water, they will never not be profitable.
That's all that it is.
And they will always be in power.
Yes.
Because more than food, the only thing you need more than water is air.
Right. That's it. So that's the truth. So the fact of the matter is, it's that.
Imagine if them could have found a way for sell air.
Oh, brother, them already buckle it up and sell it.
But imagine if them could find a way for own it.
You know, well, they're already polluting the air.
Right.
So you have to think about that.
You have to create the need.
So now they're creating the need for proper oxygen. So whether you need an oxygen tank or you need some fresh, better air inside the house with your AC, so the proper filters. But now the ozone is being polluted in such a way that people cannot even breathe properly.
Yeah.
You understand me? So in some ways they do own the air.
Yeah, you can already buy oxygen here.
Real talk.
Yeah.
You understand? That's just me. That's going into the conspiracy theorist mindset.
I wouldn't say it's a conspiracy theory. I would say that you know, we're just looking at, we're observing.
Yeah.
And based on the observations, we can make certain assumptions.
Right. That's the truth. But that's why everybody deserves a seat at the table. Everybody deserves a warm meal. And everybody deserves a roof over their head.
Yeah.
And the proper securities of life and amenities that one needs so they can live comfortably. Because we're no longer cavemen living in caves. We're no longer
for a long
fucking time.
And real talk, that wasn't us.
You understand? We're no longer clicking two rocks together to start fire.
Right.
We're not that society, but it's unfortunate that there's people still living in such ways that it's just wrong.
Can you believe that in 2024,
brother,
with the amount of abundance,
brother,
that we have as a society?
They're giving people ice fishing tents to sleep out of.
I mean, but it's so, but we're so disconnected, man.
Well, I think the human nature that even Michael Jackson sung about, we don't exuberate it the way we're supposed to. We don't know how to treat our fellow man and woman. You understand me? Even Sizzla Kalonji have a song, Black Woman and Child. You understand? We don't know. We don't know how to even treat our neighbor. We walk outside of our door with a frown on our face and a phone in our face, where we're distracted from society, whether it's the man on the corner that can just use a little bit of love, and you use your phone to distract you to walk past him, or you decide to just look the other way. I've seen it feeding people firsthand. I've even seen it in traffic, just being cordial, telling somebody at a four-way stop, you go. And they sit there and look at you, and all of a sudden now there's an argument and animosity from them because they're bickering, wondering why the fuck you don't go. When all you are trying to do is be fucking cordial. We pulled up at the same time. Why don't you go and then I'll go right after you?
Well, me as a man, I with that particular scenario, I'm like, I want people to know the rules of the road.
Yeah, man.
Because the rule is, if two people approach a stop at the same time, the person to the right has the right of way.
Exactly.
But most people don't know the rules of the road, so that's when those situations happen.
Yeah, man, but I find myself as a traffic director asking many times.
Yeah.
I'm inside of the car telling people, you go, you come. Yeah, man, no joke.
Me too.
Yeah, but do it. It's because I don't want. We just got a brand new car. I don't want someone to crash into it. That's one. Forgive me for being really materialistic. But the fact of the matter is, you work hard for your shit.
Exactly.
You understand me?
You need a vehicle, yes, sir.
Yeah, and you don't want to damage anybody else or hurt.
No.
I've been in accidents.
You don't want to file no claim.
No. You don't want to go through the stress.
You don't have to call 12.
No.
You don't have to deal with none of that.
No. You understand me? And I don't know if it's a society thing, but I think that the human nature, we've lost it. So feeding the amount of people that we fed over the last X amount of years, it's eye-opening, honestly speaking. It's nerving as well. It shakes your soul.
It does.
You know what I mean? You're feeding people that it's just... I remember one of my first years where I went out there myself and started passing out food, and she was sick at home. And I went out and I fed some men that looked like my granddad.
Yeah.
They were just older men on the corner of Park, I think like Park Avenue and near the Salvation Army.
Okay.
Downtown.
Yeah.
So where the Salvation Army is, and then Park Avenue is right there. The street that the Salvation Army is on that runs cross Park.
Yeah.
Where now they have big boulders that they've put up on the sidewalks to prevent people from camping out and hanging out in these areas.
Yeah.
Before they put that there was like 30 or so men, older men, all of them senior men. And I fed them, and it fucked with me.
I mean, how could it not? That's what's so crazy to me is how people don't see themselves in other people.
Oh, brother.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. There's this disconnect. There's this like, we as a society, I feel like we've all bought into this concept of rugged individualism, which now disempowers the entire community. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, it's
self-reliance. That's what they're expecting.
Well, I mean,
it's those. I think personally, it's a step up above that. It's more of like what really operates most people is fear. It's fear and preservation, but not in the way that you would really want to preserve your society. It's more in the I don't want to lose what I have. True. Even if what we could gain is better than what we have. So, and the reason I say that is because you have Denver. Like, Denver is so controversial with all that's going on with immigration. We were called, our city was called a sanctuary city by a completely third person. And because of that, now we have over 45,000 people who have migrated here. And it has freaked out the
Donald
other...
Trump that called
we can say his name.
Yes.
We can say his name. Yes. But the point is, it wasn't us. And now, as a result, it's to the point where now Denver is running out of resources, but still trying to have that heart. At the same time, our own city, Lakewood, and Jefferson County, Adams County, Douglas County, are now making it very clear in their laws, even though it wasn't even broached as a topic, of we are not sanctuary cities, and making it illegal for anyone to be bused there. So it's criminalizing people that are going through hardship.
I mean, but that's, and just to be honest, that is that's the legacy. That's the history.
Well,
you know
and that's the funny thing. It's the history for some. Because when we talk about...
For this country.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. We talk about Lady Liberty, bring me you're tired, bring me you're hungry, bring me you're weak.
Right.
The Ellis Island, the whole point of that. There was people that go there and are so proud to say, my family came through here. I can see where they are. I can see their names printed. Not all of us can.
Well,
not all of us have that appreciation to write.
You have to be the right kind of immigrant.
Yes.
So that's the thing is that we're still...
at the right time.
You have to come in... Well,
the right way.
You can't be from a shithole country.
Right.
No.
You got to be Norwegian.
Your skin was probably a little bit lighter than ours.
You got to be Scandinavian.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be,
some Viking background.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know?
You understand.
Of course.
Come on.
But that's what I've learned is what we do and what we've done every single year. It's just not being afraid to open your arms.
No.
Right.
And not being afraid to ask for others to help you in that way, because it's not about us. It's about being able to bless our community and how much our community has grown because we embrace them.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying was that we're running from what we don't know because we're afraid of losing all that what we have and what we are trying to preserve.
People fear what they don't
it's not
understand.
okay.
Well, I mean, I think we've been, and I'm gonna come back to my original point is that we've been programmed to think of it as it's us, it's me, and if it's just me, you know what I'm saying? Like where we grow up is community.
Oh, it's different.
Like it's you can't survive on your own.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like but here the system is kind of like even like just to take it look at it from a different perspective. Once they did the Civil Rights Act and all of that, and they had welfare and everything, they're like, all right, we could give you welfare, but you can't have family.
No. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have a family receiving welfare.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So now you start to create division within the one structure that's there to preserve.
Well, brother, if you just look at the entire American structure, you have young men by the time they turn 18 can go off to war, but you can't smoke or drink, correct?
Right.
Okay. Those same young men who go off to war, they become senior citizens, and either they end up on the streets as vets, or they get placed in a home by their family.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to Jamaica, old folks' home, senior citizens' home, that's not around our island. All these elderlies are staying at home and passing away, forgive me, rest in peace.
Yeah, man.
They're going off into the other land, the afterlife, with family right there.
Yeah.
You understand? It's these elderly folks are passing away in the yard that they grew up in and raised their families in, or the yard that their families and their kids brought them to. But they're not in some home somewhere. So for me, the whole structural integrity of America, it speaks overall.
It's not about the family anymore.
It's not. It's not even about the person. It's about America. It's a country that is built on money. Capitalism.
Yeah.
It's literally, in the definition of this country, it's a capitalistic country.
MOB.
Exactly. You understand? It's one of those scenarios. So if you really look at it, it can be surprising.
I mean, it's not even surprising. I think, for me, I think what it is that
Yeah.
But it's just, how do we not all see what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How do we not all? And that's what's hard for me. It's like, I see it, you see it. Mm-hmm. How come everybody else doesn't see it?
Well, see, that's not fair, though.
Or is it, or are they choosing not to see it?
This is the part that makes it so hard.
Tell me.
It's the reminder that no other person is going to think exactly like you.
Yeah.
They don't have the same experiences that you do.
Keep talking.
And so that's the part that you have to keep remembering.
I just remember something, yeah. Mm-hmm. I do have this here.
Oh.
Bang. So no.
We're good to go.
Yeah.
That's clever.
Yes.
I forgot it could do that.
I love that.
That works.
Yeah, man.
But no, that's what it really comes down to is we have to remember that everyone sees something. Mm-hmm. Let's put it that way. Mm-hmm. Everyone sees something, but the way they see it, the way it impacts them, the way they understand how to work through issues. We're not going to all come to the table with the same tools, with the same way of understanding it, or even the same concerns, the same way that it impacts us. Mm-hmm. So that's the part that makes it so hard. We can't always come at the problem as the problem. We have to understand how it impacts all of us. And what do we want in the future? What do we want out of it? Because I'm pretty sure if we really look at it, that's where it all comes down to. Like when you're looking at any situation, like we were just talking about immigration, the truth is, if you really understand why people are coming here, if you really understand the trauma that they're dealing with, then you would obviously want this person to be safe.
Just go to Venezuela. But
at that same time, though, because at the same time, though, and you're seeing the people that are walking through here and saying, oh my God, my streets used to be so safe and comfortable. Mm-hmm. I used to be able to have my kids walk around and play all the time. And now it doesn't feel comfortable at all. We have to acknowledge how all of this is impacting each other and look for ways that we can actually solve it. Because you can't just blanket statement say, we're going to house everyone. Guess what? That didn't happen. That didn't work out well because we couldn't afford to house everyone for more than 14 days before they started kicking everyone out.
I mean, we can't still afford to send bombs over murder people.
No, I can't do that either.
No, we're still doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, that's the hard part is like when we're dealing with any type of situation, we can't always assume that everything is so black and white.
Well, I mean, I say that to say that, again, quoting the great Tupac, we got money for war but can't feed the poor.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? It's
right
like
now we're funding Israel's war.
Every time you look on the news, X billion and this billion and that billion.
They just granted a whole new package for Israel and Russia war with Ukraine and shit, where they're gonna send money to them and it's just the thing is
But here's the thing.
We're not doing the right thing.
No.
But they're saying that I think the number, I'm gonna try the number because the number they said $80 billion can solve homelessness. That's the number I've heard, right? They've sent more than that to murder people. So it's priorities.
Exactly.
Do we want to preserve life or do we want to destroy it?
And see, even that's the funny thing. Even that question can even be thrown in so many different ways because depending on the argument and depending on what your side is, you could always be voting for either preserving or for killing. That's the truth.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, in my humble opinion, if this country lived up to the marketing, the world would be a completely different place.
The marketing, that's the interesting part, because then even that is like, who are we actually talking to?
Well, I mean, whoever we talking to, what I'm saying is the marketing, the concept, the idea of what this is.
Yeah, America is supposed to be
the land of the free, the home of the brave.
You know?
Right. You know, we fight for what's right, and you know, it's about taking care of people. Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but the marketing has never really matched the product. It's kind of like, you know, when you see the McDonald's burger in the picture, and then you get it on you're gonna wrap it, and like, oh, what is? That's not
what I was
that's false advertising.
The thing is, it's how just like knocking on that door.
Yeah,
they know that you're gonna have to eat it.
Right.
You already bought it. You spend the money. You have a receipt. And now in this brown paper bag, here's your burger.
Shoot. Yeah,
yes, man. I gave you the burger right next to the picture and put it down so when you look at it and open it up, it's not, but you already paid for it.
Yeah, you know,
but that's what America and that's what a lot of these parties in these countries have done. So
I bought the burger, yo.
Yeah, you bought the burger. You have to eat it.
I paid my money to get my blue book.
You see what I mean? It's the truth.
Yeah.